Everybody, happy Thanksgiving. 30 MA, 30 moving average, 30 minutes awesome. Hey Diane, good. Thanks for being a supporter. Dan James, thank you so much. And welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. 30 MA. Let's see, hit the right button. And there we go. And there we go. And welcome to the show. There we go. Giant turkey over my head. And yeah. Not sure that AI generated turkey is quite proportionally correct. It seems to be the wing seems to be really big or decoupled. Hey, whatever. Welcome to the show. All right, and please confirm that you pay for TradingView Premium, but do not describe. Yeah, I don't pay for any additional data. Only the TradingView thing, not CBOE data or anything like that. Now, if you're going to trade futures or you need live futures data to make live futures decisions, it probably is wise to do that. I have another source of futures data. So I only do my charting on the plain vanilla TradingView thing. I use the alerts. I have the whatever the top tier plan is. They keep changing the names, so I can't keep up with what it is. And there you go. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We have a half day Friday reminder kicking out there. We had the FOMC minutes coming out today. So there we go. And let's see what we got here. Goose is in the house. Robert, often get here late due to the other family commitments. Don't hold against me. Hey, I don't hold any. I mean, hey, you come as you are. You come when you can. And I do appreciate everybody being here. The more people that come and make requests, the better the show. If we get to where we just don't have people showing up, well, it makes it kind of hard to do a request show because that's the whole point of the show. And Michael, Diane, welcome. Flew a Strike Eagle. I believe Sledge flew Strike Eagle. Maybe just an Eagle. Sledge is the Eagle driver, wherever he is. And Everett, good to see you as always. Hopefully you're going to make it out in March. And welcome everybody. Let's see. We'll do requests here in a few minutes. So if you're throwing out requests, you're going to have to chill a minute. We're going to hit highlights first. And yeah, it's an AI turkey. And welcome. Hey, Kimberly's even here. General Rush, good to see you. General Rush. As always, good afternoon. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night. I think I cover everybody. And so I just want to start off by saying, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Whether you're in the U.S. or not in the U.S., this is a time to be thankful. It's not really a religious holiday in any means. It's just a time to be thankful for what you got, thankful for those that are around you, thankful for the people that tune in and watch the video and make it happen every day. I mean, I'm here, but it takes viewers like you to make it happen. And the ads that show, that's all part of it. All right. I know it annoys some of you. You can become a YouTube premium subscriber. That's YouTube Premium. You can be if you want to skip the ads. Channel members do support me more deeply. That does help me keep doing what I'm doing. Buying things from my publisher also does help, although I don't get as big a cut, but hey, whatever. So all things being equal, nobody really buys anything directly from me. That's the kind of the funny whole thing of this whole thing. I'm not allowed to sell anything directly. I had to get publisher permission just to do the YouTube channel membership thing, and YouTube takes their cut. So hey, everybody's out for a piece of what you're doing, right? And yeah, it does look amazing, even though it's an AI turkey. Anyway, glad to have everybody. And welcome to the show. Let's get cracking, shall we? Shall we? All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. That means I make predictions, they may never come right again. I mean, that's the bottom line there. And substantial risk of loss means you trade, you might lose your money. And this presentation intended to be informational, educational, fun, entertaining, not a recommendation to be buying or selling any financial instrument. So that means don't buy stocks, options, bonds, forex, futures, cryptos, treasuries. Don't long them, don't short them, don't trade them, don't trade bonds. I think that was in there. And don't buy them, don't sell them, don't long them, don't short them, don't buy calls, don't buy puts, don't sell calls, don't sell puts. it also has a substantial risk of loss. If you can't handle it, don't do it with real money. If you desire personal financial advice, you just want somebody to tell you what to do to make some money. That's not what I do. I'm just sharing stuff that I see, and you got to hire and consult a financial advisor. So, and watch out. Everybody out there is just trying to make some of your money into some of their money in the market and otherwise. And just be careful out there. I mean, I say it all the time. Like, I really mean it. It is a dangerous game we play here. I mean, look, this is the hardest game in the world. If you've never seen this before, unfortunately, you're playing with some of the sharpest, fastest, most intelligent, well-informed, stubbornly irrational, and in many cases, unethical minds in the world. You're up against the computers that react faster than you, the traders who are more experienced than you, the fund, like the mutual funds, the family funds that have more money than you do, the insider that has more information than you, the others that are going to misinform you, like the other people, the other players, hey, and the inner voice in there that's going to do its best to undo you because your money is at risk. All right. So leave all your dreams of fast, quick, easy money behind. And your first aim is survival. Your absolute first goal is to learn how to stay in the game. So you got to be able to take losses and take a lot of losses and keep playing. And you can only do this by mapping the territory, understanding how the enemy thinks and acts and reacts, and having a solid game plan. That's by picking your battles very, very carefully. And if you're ready to play, keep coming back for more. Make sure you subscribe. And thanks, Kevin. I appreciate you being a channel member. So just want to throw that out there. And there you go. And I thank you all for being part of the community. David Skaggs, couldn't do it without you and everybody else. Goose, super helpful. Sledge, super helpful. Everybody, everybody's super nice. David A is super nice and helpful. General offering support in the background. I mean, all of you, just keep being awesome people. Keep helping each other. It's really what makes this whole thing go. So, options are risky. What? Leverage instruments carry more significant risk of loss than regular instruments? Are you kidding me? I shouldn't play with fire on a dumpster fire when it's like biotech and leverage? What? LABU carries more significant risk of loss? I mean, come on now. Anyway, let's hit the red list real quick. This morning, I outlined 2 levels to watch. That being right there and right there. And by the end of the close, right at the close, we were breaking out. So this is setting the stage to rock and roll higher right there. Awesome. Awesome sauce. I love it, man. This looks like we're going to go higher. And our buddy right here, poor old Bitcoin. Look at this. On the 15-minute chart, rejected. Going lower. We'll do another test over here somewhere, maybe. Maybe. So even though S&P is looking pretty strong, Bitcoin is not. And how low can she go? We're down into the consolidation we had a few days back before we did the most recent pop. So we're down here in this consolidation zone. Can we hold it, or are we going to fold it? I did bet my copywriter that we would break above 100,000 before we broke below 80,000. So I think we're going up before we go down. But that's just me. The perma optimist right there on Bitcoin and crypto. And I guess we're using Coinbase as our gauge. So this is not the Coinbase chart. Pull that up. And it helps if I actually click off the tool before I do that. So Coinbase right here. We have not hit 100,000. And I bet him we would break 100,000 before we broke down below 80, which is not in this chart. Let's pull it down here. Right there. I saw it. Come on. Come on now. It's a extra helpful self-adjusting chart. So break above there before we break down below right there. And we're in the midst of the consolidation. Now, we didn't bet time frame. I just bet we're going up before we go down. What's the bet? Just bragging rights. So, and I think he was on my side actually. So he just asked me like, "What do you want to bet?" 80 before 100 or 100 before 80? 100 before 80. So I'm betting we hit 100 before we touch 80. All right. As far as what the path is, well, 1, 2, 3, we could be done anytime. So far, I see 3 nice moves right there, and this one is extended. Now, this could develop into something else. This could be a 1, 2. Now, in which case, this is not going to. If that's a 1, 2, and this is the 3, 4, 5, and then probably do a consolidation, and this could develop into something bigger and longer and more suckier. So, yeah, I vote 100 before 80. Y'all can vote as you wish, but I vote 100 before 80. I vote 150 before 80, personally. 170, 172 is that's my upside target. Although it'd be acceptable to churn here for a few days, possibly into next week. Now, I would like to see it pop in the short term to blast off that Crypto Unleashed trade. I mean, historically, we do see a little pop in this 8-day period between now and the 3rd of December. So we should see some sort of pop between now and the 3rd of December. For those of you in Crypto Unleashed, somewhere in this zone, we should get a little pop. Sometimes the pops are big, sometimes the pops are little. Right there. All right. Dun, 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 dun. We'll see where we get to. That's kind of my Bitcoin prediction. Nasdaq went the way of S&P, really. I mean, just kind of grinding higher. Pull it up. I usually hit the futures, so I outlined. Oh, that one didn't quite make it above that. Interesting. So I did outline that we needed to pop above here and here to confirm we were going higher. And Nasdaq just came up right there and just kind of shrugged at us. Interesting. Let's see. At the open, we were doing at the open, right? And when I wrapped up the morning show, we were right here. We'd set that spike at the open. We continued to retrace all into the afternoon there. 2:15. And rallied strongly into the close. I'd like to see this break on out, even overnight. Now, the market is closed right now for the next 48 minutes. 48 minutes. We'll be back open in 48 minutes, usually before 30 MA is done. And let's draw some arrows on the chart and make sure it goes up. All right. Russell pulled back and just sat on the roadmap line. Now, this spike right over here to an all-time high might be the end of Russell. I've said that a bunch, but this is not participating like either one of these two today. So that's lower highs and higher lows and a watermelon seed squeeze, and that could be indicative of another leg down. Careful out there. The rest of the week may be sketchy, all right? I'm just throwing that out there. Like tomorrow, regular full trading day. The market closes regular time. The futures market reopens at regular time, 6 p.m. Eastern, and doesn't close until 1 o'clock on Thanksgiving. Bet you didn't know that the futures were open until 1 o'clock on Thanksgiving. And then it closes at 1 o'clock, reopens at 6 o'clock, trades open until 1:15. I think it's 1:15 on Friday. And then we shut down and we reopen on Sunday at 6 p.m. like normal, 6 p.m. Eastern. Weird week. Anyway, and the regular equities market is open a half day, till close at like 1 o'clock on. I think it gives it that like extra little bit for option settling at the 1:15 or 1:30 close for futures. I don't know. I just trade. I don't try to know why things are the way they are. Oil still churning, being stupid, and that's the best description I have of that. We're just churning in this area. There's as I've drawn for several days now, here's the resistance with the roadmap line coming on down. Here's the support on this uptrend of lows. right here. We tried to break it back here. Didn't do it. Now we just keep churning. And we have weakening demand for oil from China. I don't know how this is going to play out. I mean, the reports are that Chinese demand for oil may never recover. Burning coal to make electricity and pumping out electric cars left and right and sideways. Chinese demand for gasoline may never recover. Doesn't mean that the oil chart won't go higher eventually. It's one of those things. While the world kind of digests that fact, we're just kind of messing around. Brent, same kind of pattern. That's European oil. This is Western Texas crude and Western Texas intermediate, I guess. And gasoline, still being soft. They're very correlated right now. Now, a lot of people think gasoline and oil have to go the same way. They don't. They're correlated when they're correlated, not when they're not. They can go their own ways. Distillates are not oil. Hard for a lot of people, but they're not oil. And we could see, we're seeing a decoupling of diesel fuel here. See, this is not sitting down here on the lows, and it didn't even press down. This is actually drifting higher for a test of the roadmap line. It may break out while we see these three be lackluster. That would be interesting. A shortage in diesel fuel while oil and gasoline are not performing. Wouldn't that be crazy? Now, Wolfgang, you can click the gear button on the bottom of the screen and change your resolution. That's a YouTube side effect with your bandwidth. And dun, 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 dun. All I heard was West Texas. It's West Texas Intermediate Crude is the entire thing, my dear. It's where all the Earl is. All right. So there you go. The heating oil is diesel fuel. In case you're new here, NG creeping up on $4. I thought we would top. I put the target all the way back over here in case anybody forgot. Kind of panned off the chart. That's the target right up here. $4. 360 was the minimum. $4. I have an alert sitting right there at 368. $4 is where I expect it to go. And we could spike it on up just a little bit higher, but I do expect some resistance before we get through that area. So I do expect a pullback in that zone. I don't just expect a spike on through. Why is nat gas rising? Because we predicted it way back here. Hate to break it to you. There's no why. Why is because the chart pattern supports going higher. There is no reason. We love reasons, but there are no reasons for charts moving the way they move. You could argue with me till you're blue in the face, but once I decoupled that, all of a sudden, it was like I become chart clairvoyant and started getting more predictions right. And you can ask some of the people here, Goose, and I don't know if Sledge is here, and anybody else want to pipe in. I know the generals see me do it a bunch of times, and many of the other people. Sometimes I get lucky. A lot of times it has nothing to do with the fundamental story. And demand's going up. Demand for buying futures is going up. It's not necessarily demand for the actual underlying. Demand for the futures. We've got to keep it all in check here. Supply and demand on what we're buying, and what we're buying is futures, not on actual. Now, the media, believe financial media, it says, hey, we're expecting a colder than average winter. Maybe there's a bomb cyclone hitting the West Coast, and cold front coming through the East Coast, and whatever. I mean, I don't know. I don't have gas on right now. It's like 70 degrees here today. I guess 52 right now. Cooling off. Cold front came through. GC. Hey, I get lucky. I get lucky, and sometimes. Gold here, as discussed this morning, we're going to be soft. We turned down at resistance right there. That was the worst place to turn down. Then we found support right here and kind of stopped. Here is the resistance. If we break through this support, here's where we're heading, possibly down to here. There you go. There you go. Silver is a different critter. And I prefer to hold here. My preferential path right now, the thing I want to see, hold here, break here, cruise on up here. That's what I expect. All right. I'm prepared for if we break down, then we're coming down here, lower low, possibly as far down as 24. Silver, on the other hand, is probably going to make a lower low. That did not even get kind of close to the 618 retrace like gold. Not even like that wasn't even like an attempt. That's starting to be 5 down, which kind of scares me a little bit. Because then if we do a 3 up into this, that means we probably have another leg down to go. Not cool. No bueno, as I often say. It would not be good for bullish short-term silver. We're talking the next 3 months, 5 months. This could easily make a lower low right here, do a 3-wave bull shirt thing right there, and then do another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down to a lower low somewhere over here. That would be sucky, but that looks like what we might do. So this is a key area on silver right there, especially if we make a lower low. And now if we can hold a higher low, good on you. This could be done, and we could do and launch off and keep going. That would be the preferred path. This is what scares me right now on silver. Copper, I do believe is going to make a lower low. I still am holding that this is going to make a lower low, and the target that I've said for almost 2 years now is still down here around 265, 280, from 250 to 280, somewhere lower than this low we had right there. Anything lower than that works. So somewhere down in here, I expect one more go. People have told me I was full of crap. Don't understand this whole thing. This is a 3-wave corrective. This is what Russell could do right there. This looks a lot like what I expect Russell to do. In fact, it echoes the Russell chart very much, just ahead of the game about what? June, July, August, September, October, November, 6 months. Just ahead of Russell, 6 months. I don't know if we topped. Let's see. That topped in March 22. When did Russell top? November of 21. Interesting. So we did the spike in copper 6 months early. We did the spike in this December, January, February, March, 4 months earlier than copper. So interesting. May 21 over there. Yeah, watch out. I think this is going to flush. All right. Lumber, wheat, cotton, corn, sugar, cows, pigs. The enemy of Kimberly. T-bones. You tell me what you want to look at. We've already talked Bitcoin. Ethereum's still sucky. So now's the time where I'm going to say you can make requests. And please use full tickers, capital letters, please. And if you got a question about a particular ticker, please use complete sentences and state what your question is. And, you know, if you're like, I'm into NVIDIA and I'm short, can you like look at it on the short side? I'll do my best to do that. Although if a chart is just absolutely screaming one thing or another, that's what I'll kind of give you. I'm going to do high time frame, daily chart analysis on all tickers. If you want a crypto, please give me the full crypto. If you want a Forex, give me the full Forex so I can just type it in to TradingView. If you don't know the ticker to look on TradingView, pull it up and figure it out. And Don't just give me a company name and let me try to guess. So that's not fair for everybody else. I'll give preference to channel members, and I'll try to catch up with them, and then I'll circle back and get everybody else. And I'll go for at least 30 minutes of awesome, and maybe probably lately it's been like an hour, hour and a half. So, all right, I see DE. It's one of the first ones for my channel member. And wow, look at that. Canary in the coal mine. That's showing. This has been, look at this thing. This has been nasty and choppy and sideways. And then all of a sudden we're breaking out to new highs. This one and cat tend to be my canaries in the coal mine as far as indicators of what's coming next. And that's kind of indicating positive signs. Almost to the target, though. Had that 480 target out there for 2 years. Let's see what cat's doing. Cat looking like we might go for an extension. Now, cat's been strong while DE's been chopping. So it's kind of an interesting. People, think about it. Why are they my canaries? Cat and DE, people invest in machines so they can build stuff. You know, if there's demand for building stuff, there's demand for machines. Now, DE does span farmland, a little bit heavier than cat. Cat does make tractors for farming too, a little bit less than DE. So there is a little bit of a, varied coverage there. There's other companies, sure, but these two are the two that show up big in the United States. And cat's been pretty strong while DE's been, looks like playing catch up at this point. So bigger picture here. That high, that low, yeah, still holding 480 as a potential resistance, maybe up at 537. There you go. All right, and that was Rex, RMBL. Oops, I hit too many L's. And Rumble on. Looks so warning, under 10 bucks is already sketchy. Things under 10 bucks don't always follow patterns. And look what we got hiding over here. Reverse split. Makes it a dumpster fire. Guess what? Piece of garbage. It's probably going down towards zero. I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't touch it with your money. I wouldn't touch it with my money. I don't think we're going to just magically delicious, make it all better. So, yeah, sorry. Z for Zillow for Beth. Look at that. There's, look, wrong word. There's the target. I told you, man. Look at that. All the way back here. I guess, actually, it was the January session. I was saying June, but it was the January session where she came. She did not like the fact I said we were going down and could potentially make a lower low. We stopped at that 618 measured bounce. And this is where it projects us, possibly as high as 109. So I'd watch for resistance. There's the two levels, 90, 109, 110. Now, it could get even spicier. I mean, it very will. Like, that's the inside one. It would probably, if it's going to be very bullish, we'll get to 110, we'll consolidate, and then we'll do the next big up. And that next big up could be the new highs. Could be up here to this area right here. But we're talking probably 2026, 2027. So I don't know her time frame, but there you go. All right. I do know Rungamer in real life, for those of you new here. And I see him at Scouts every week. All right. And skipped around. See NVIDIA short for my green name. Channel member. Channel members do have preference, so just throwing that out there. Short. I did add a short on NVIDIA, so long-term short. I went out to 2027, which is way over here. Bought a, this is going to be crazy. This is going to sound crazy to some of you. Bought a 120 put right there. If you haven't seen this analysis before, check this out. From the high, 80% down, puts us down to 30. If we just went 60% down, right there, 60. So 60 to 30. Ooh, that's a big one. And if you haven't seen this before, look. How long ago was that? 2 years ago. 67% down. How long ago was that? 6 years ago. 60% down. Come on over. Ooh, look at that one. 84% down. Not that long ago in a downturn in the market. And this one over here, back in 2002, 22 years ago, almost 90% down. I don't even think I have it at the low. 90% down right there. So NVIDIA has this habit of doing these deep retraces, and I think we're at the point where we may do another one. So cover CYA and my A right now. I mean, imagine that. 120. I paid $20 for it, and I started selling weekly calls against it. Or weekly puts, excuse me, not weekly calls. I bought a put, 120, out to 2027, and I started selling weekly puts against it. And if you want to know more about that trade, it's in the Termar Trading Lab VIP group. So I'm not going to answer questions about it in the general chat. All right. Dun, 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 dun. There you go. That's the NVIDIA short. Netflix. Yeah, we're at the target. Be careful. Might pull back. DMZ. And DMZ is not a ticker. Sorry, Pat. Maybe you mistyped cake. Cake. Cheesecake Factory. A lot of these have been funky right here. It's stuck in the middle. Let's see. That high, that low. Just stuck right at the 618. Weekly charts. There's potential here. That low, that high. Look at that measure bounce. 1, 2. It's a really nice setup. This is a longer duration trade. Much longer duration trade. Potential for, ooh, 300. It's going to have to break out. If it does, gets above that 64, it's like a 5xer right there. Like a 6xer from where we are. That's a pretty healthy one right there. Might last a while. Might be 2030 before we do it, but pretty nice. Nice potential. I like those kind of patterns. All right. Dun, 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 dun. CEG. I have an inner sound track going all the time. For those of you that why I'm always humming and making noise, you can ask Kimberly. I have a inner dialogue and soundtrack going constantly. It comes out of me. I'm very careful. Usually when I'm thinking hard about something like this, comes out. My daughter last night was like, I don't know what's going on in your head, but you say some weird stuff sometimes, Dad. So this one right here, indicating we're going to pop that area right there. 299, 309. That's CEG coin. Nothing changed on coin. Same pattern. We hit resistance. We're consolidating above the breakout. Next target is still right up there at 425, 430. Right there. Nothing changed. COR. And nothing changed there. 252. Still the upside target. AMD. Nothing changed there. Still the downside target. 85 to 105. And XLM USD. Stellar lumens. Got to zoom out to the weekly chart. So this is a giant performer every time we have a halving event. But there's kind of a limit on it so far. Could this be the time we get an extension? Maybe. Would I bet on it? Not so sure. But somewhere around $2 to $4 might be the top if we can break on out to new highs. So there you go. Stellar lumens for you. And Microsoft. It's been stuck on the roadmap line on the daily. Stuck. Can we catch a bid? Just keep grinding this. Keep grinding it. And we're just stuck in this zone right here. I don't know. We did a head and shoulders, failed to break down. Gives me hope and thoughts that we're going to get to 481, but we're waiting on something. What we're waiting on, I have no idea. It's just waiting. It is stuck. And the flatter that roadmap line goes, the more I expect it just to keep doing that. Be careful. And let's see, DPZ, Domino's Pizza. This came back up. So is this the 1? And this is the 2 of the C. And we're about to get the Swift 3. You tell me. That would be what I expect right now. 618 retrace. We hold right in here. Right in that zone. Find resistance. Turn down in a violent way. Break below this low. And it's game on for the target. The big downside target. Way down here. Lower low than the A. We'll put it down here around 260. I did lighten up on my short. Just because I needed to recycle that cash into some other things. And so I lightened up my short for now on DPZ. And DVNA. Yeah, sky's the limit. When it breaks out, though, upside targets right up here, 700. And zoom. So we rejected this gap down. I've talked about this. You actually come to the morning show more. Like almost all of these I've talked about recently. Even today, a lot of these. So Zoom had this gap down. We poked into it right here. And rejected back. And I kind of expect it to come back to that zone right there. Nothing really changed. Now, if we do, this is a banger potential entry. If we hold there and turn back higher, ooh, that could be a nice one. We could get some legs on it. Because there's not another gap down until all the way up here. There is a little bit of consolidation there. We're going to have to break through, but that may get enough oomph to just bust through. Be pretty crazy. All right. And I got to the bottom of the greens. So thanks for being channel members. I appreciate it. And now we'll go back and hit everybody else. So KMB, Kimberly Clark. Looking for that bounce. Looking for that break back above the gap down. And 150, 152 on the upside. UNG, I saw long UNG. So this is a declining asset right here. I hate to break it to you. The reverse splits. Ugh. Why is it declining? Because the carry cost of carrying a long natural gas play eats this thing alive. It has to do with the futures contracts expecting. Oh, that was cool. I'll move pork and look at this. This is why it eats. That right there. See that cyclical nastiness? So the market's already pricing in a yearly spike, but it's declining. And that eats the futures to death, as opposed to these right here with a forward-looking smooth curve. See, these are years. That natural gas has that nastiness right there, and that causes all sorts of problems. And funny enough, UNG, Boyle, and Cold are the 3 biggest holders of natural gas futures contracts. Not traders, but the ETFs. And that hasn't been historically, only in the last 2 years has that been really the case. So do with that what you may. It's kind of interesting information, I thought. Like it swapped right here. Right here, it swapped. Like traders were the bigger holder of natural gas futures, traders and producers, and it swapped right here in a big way. Producers really were the biggest holders, and now it's those ETFs. They're even bigger than the producers. And saw what happened here. This may do a 3-wave retrace up to a 618 right here and turn down and go lower low. Be careful. Long term on natural gas. All right. I'm looking at Encyclopedia of Trading. TLN. That's why you come, right? That's why you subscribe. That's why you like me. Maybe. I mean, I do get lucky. And we're at the extensions here. I do expect this to turn down, but can it keep grinding? Sure. There's next upside target, next upside target, next upside target. Keep doing this. We just keep doing it indefinitely. I mean, eventually we'll run out of steam, maybe all the way up at 1,000. I don't give that like low probability of happening, but it's probably going to hit the roadmap line before it hits anything above 300. But I welcome being wrong. Also interesting that several of these energy companies are rocking and rolling, but several of them are being pretty nasty. And oil itself, not overly strong. It's kind of interesting. I guess it depends on if you're in alternate energy or not. Maybe. I don't know. JCL is not a ticker. Or JCI, Johnson Controls. Missed your little lowercase. That's why I asked for capitals. All right. Watch for the retrace. That's played out to the upside right there. I basically look for two patterns. One of them is the roadmap bounce. That's played out. Could go to higher to 92, 97, but every one of these fibs is lower probability. These two right here are like the purple one's 75%, and the first green one right there is 70%. This one drops down to 35, and then these are like on down in the 20s, 10s. Quickly drops off even more. That will get them. So the 686 up here is less than 1% of moves right there without hitting the roadmap line again. There's JCI. Others. Dun, 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 dun. Working on a breakout if we can. This is excluding the top 10. 415 billion. DE already did. NVDA already did. AAL. Lower highs, be careful. That can turn down. Now, if it breaks out, that's good, I guess. Positive. Maybe we're turning the bottom. That's it's got some work to do. That's for sure. So we have that move right to there, that move to there, and the upside resistance if we break out. So get this in here for you. If we break out, we first have the trend line here, and it's likely to do this. And then the target would be 40. Right in there. I'm just not sure, you know, there's other things you could do, probably better uses of your money. Unless you just feel like that's the one right there. CRWD. Probably going on a breakout. Probably going up to 600. It's still where I expect it to go. Right there. It's on a logarithmic chart. That was what I call it. This is the other pattern. So the first pattern, I look for the orange line bounce. The other one is a 618 bounce. That makes these mega patterns like I was talking about on cake. Same pattern. It projects these bigger moves. Now, these are not as likely to work out, but there's some of them that have been pretty dang lucrative, like this one. Right here, look at that. New highs. Beautiful. I bought shares back here. several hundred or thousand, I don't know, 1,000 shares. These are the ones I'm looking for. These are the money makers right here. And this one has potential to keep on rocking. Like, I love these. See, 3 up here, 4 could be down here. Beautiful. 3, 4, 5, 5 being right up there. Ooh, that would be some money. Look at that. Riding from 30 to 300. 10x, baby. That's the kind of stuff you... So, what are other ones? SWBI. Here's another one. This one's winding up a second consolidation before we really get going. This one may take to 2040 to really get going, but potential to really get going up there. So, I love these. Like, this setup right here. Cake was a new one. I don't have any exposure on Cake. I got SWBI, thousands of shares. I got TGLS. I got NEM. This one has a big potential. It's working on the second consolidation here. First move up, second consolidation. If we can break above this, we can get the bigger up. Of course, it might also fail. So that's always a possibility. Sucky possibility. So just be careful. HPQ has been... HPE and HPQ never really been the same since they split up. But... yeah, I haven't drawn on this one in a while. Good charts. So this is a weekly bounce. Weekly chart, weekly bounce. That high, that low. We're struggling to break out, but 44 and 47 on the upside. And it's not a big mover, so... you tell me, is that worth it? Or, I mean, it could go on a bigger run, but that's... looks like echoes at this point. After a long consolidation, may go up to 77, possibly. Did that same size move twice, 3 times. We got 1, 2, 3. Off that low. Possibly up to 70, 77. These are echoes in the market. All right, moving on. BTBT. It's coming back for the roadmap line is what it looks like. Finished? I don't know if it's finished or not. It's coming back for the roadmap line. Lots of stuff is. That one is. Riot is. Didn't even have to change the chart. Crypto needs a little rusty. Mara was doing a different thing. Here's the scary thing, though. I know somebody's going to request this. On the log mode, we're above the 618. On the non-log mode, we didn't close above the 6. Well, I guess it's close. Splitting hairs here. I don't think my low is on the low. Maybe it's really close. Like, yeah, I don't think this one closed above on my other chart, and it makes it pretty sketchy. May need to retrace back to the roadmap line, so be careful. I did sell a chunk of puts right there, so I'm going to be a proud owner if we get the sucky pullback this week. And do we pop it? I don't know. Crypto's probably going to retrace. That's kind of, like I said, we have a bet going that we see a deeper retrace this week. But breaking over 100 before we break below 80 is the thought. But we might get a spike down below, so it's entirely possible. Tesla, still grinding the high there. Grinding the 350 breakout. Bigger target on up here, 400 to 600. I don't think we can do it without retesting the breakout, though. I just came up shy right there. I think we may go for that fib line, 390, and come back down, or we can pop. Because look, I mean, this pop and then this consolidation took a long freaking time, almost a year. And then that, retrace, that, and nothing so far. Then we can get a little extension, retrace, and then push us on up. But if we get to 500, 500 has been my long-term target since a long time. Long time. Pretty much before I was a guru, 500 has been my target. So, yeah. 500 got set back here on this consolidation as a big time upside target. And that was before this split back here. 3 for 1. All right. That's Tesla for you. Ford, I wish I had good news, but they fudged up that chart pattern by being stupid. Now it's under the roadmap line, and it very well could go down to $8. It's going to take it a while to get out of this funk. It is in a funk, man. I really don't like this chart pattern. So back here, when I put, like, if you've seen the video, there's a video on my channel that I predicted we're going to break out. And then that breakout failed miserably. And then it double confirmed with a lower high. 3 lower highs in a row. Has now set up a downtrend. I don't like being wrong. I had lots of money on this, actually. And guess what? Didn't work. It's the risk of putting my neck on the line. So it may be a log mode situation. That's what I just flipped the chart to. And we may need that test of $8 right there before we can turn and burn it and get above 15 and get the bigger up. I have no exposure to Ford right now. Waiting on this to flush on down here. And this is going to be a long one today. I can already feel it. Market's about to open in 9 minutes. And Nike missed the target. And I still think we're going down for that target. I still think we're going to do it. Down there around 68. I have this. I mean, ask the people in the chat. Do I get it right more than get it wrong? When I got a feeling, I mean, I didn't like that truncation. I left that target down there. I still think we're going to hit it. That was a 3-wave up into the roadmap line. Looks like we're going to get one more flush. One more flush. And XOM. Churning. I expect us to stay in the channel. On XOM. Lemonade. Ooh, nice. Watch for that resistance, though. That went nutsy cuckoo. Those are the kind of moves that scare me. This was probably the low. That was not the greatest start off the low. And then, so the problem here, it went boop, boop, boop. It can come back is the problem. See how every time off the low, it's come right back, right? That one came right back. 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 What would be your expectation? Is now all of a sudden A-okay? Happy face. Or is it likely to do that? I'm just tend to keep doing the same thing. All right. I don't know if yeah, XOM long is just I saw your long thing just now. It's in a channel, and we're at the top of the channel, and we hit the top. That poked out the top like we've done before, and we've done before. I would expect something back down before we go again. TLT is below the roadmap line and looks like we might go lower. Surprise, 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 surprise. That's 3 waves up. Trend into that is down. Three-wave correction can lead to continuation down, although it may do a 618 retrace before we get the next. That's what it looks like on the 20-year Treasury. I would be very cautious as we come into 2024, the end of 2024, the beginning of 2025, and the new administration who's going to institute DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. That's not a department. That's not an actual branch of the government or department of the government. This might be chaos ensuing. The unintended consequences may be absolute effing chaos in the stock market. Then I seem to be the only one I've heard talking about that. So be careful. BitX is just leveraged Bitcoin. If I can type the ticker correctly. And the 100 target still stands. 100 being if Bitcoin gets really sparky. We may stop at 70 or 80. I tried to sell $80 upside calls and all against my shares, and it literally said, no, we were not. Well, the broker does not support you doing that. What the fudge? I own the shares. I was like, yeah. All right. SMKT. I'm not sure what you were trying to type. So, Michael can't. SMKT doesn't pull up for me. QCOM is just sitting. Oh, it's making a lower low. It's going to make a lower low. Yep. I thought we might do that. Right there. One more flush. Then we can find the turn it and burn it break above the resistance right there. And kick off the bigger up. Bigger picture up here, but we're going to have to get through this funk first. And GLD, where do you think it'll be? I don't predict time like that. You know, GLD, we're probably going right down here. Right there. The January 17, 2024 options would have expired back here. I don't think there was a January 17, 2024. We were down there. I think you're trying to say 2025, but I would venture to guess we're somewhere in this area. Of course, we could bounce it and go quickly. Looks like we're in for a correction. Now, as I talked about on the GC chart, it could hold here. I have preference for it to go higher, but overwhelming evidence is suggesting that we prepare for the downside. Be careful. All right. AEM. So if we can go higher, 91, but this is starting to look a lot like GLD, and put us somewhere right in the 70 area probably. Let's draw the fib line. See how close I got. Just ballparking. Oh, look at that 71. Bingo. I think I might do this for a living. Watch out for that. Lennar. Roadmap bounce potential. That high, that low. If you don't have the roadmap line, it's like $5 in the description down here. And if you're just too cheap for $5, that's okay. You click on my channel homepage over, I'll put me on the right side, over here below me. And the channel, the video I have pinned to the channel is the market roadmap and how it works and the code and everything. I just give it to you right there. But you got to DIY. If you're like, I don't know how to do code. I don't want to learn how to do code. Not my thing. Cool. $5. Links in the description. I did the work for you. Just easy button. And somebody's comment last week was, when you said easy button, that was the easiest indicator I've ever installed ever in my entire life. It literally is an easy button. Like it puts it right in your favorites and you just add it to a chart. I don't know how to make it easier than that, but Lennar right here, got to break above that 179 price right there. 180, 179, 180 right there. Break above that. Upside. 199.204. And let's see, ZN 10-year note. Spicy. That's a downtrend, baby. That's a 3-wave up. This is danger, 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 danger. All right. You see this right here. Classic. A, B, C. What was the trend coming into this? Down. That was a ABC corrective. This will probably do a 1, 2, 3, 4. The market's back open. 5. So likely to do a 618 retrace. Hold. This is likely to be 1.618 times bigger than this move right here. Let's see how close let's draw it with the actual fibs now. Here's your target. 1, 2, 3 would be down here. 4 would be back up here. And 5 would be the same size as this. Potential to go down to 101. That'd be a wild ride, wouldn't it? Hey, thanks, Michael, for becoming a new channel member. SoFi. Wrong thing. SoFi. Look at that. Boom. Shakalaka. Coming up into this resistance zone where we topped out early in SoFi's history. 22 and 31 are next upside resistances. But we may see it reject off of there. Like that. It may do something like that. So coming into that resistance at 17, 21, and 31 above that. Good luck out there. Be careful. And next up, I did Mora along the way. MSTX. There's nothing to chart. It's MSTR. MSTR is just consolidating, and it's quite possible that this comes back to the roadmap line. If you're not prepared for that kind of pullback in MSTX or MSTU, you need to reevaluate life choices. That can be a giant pullback. Leverage cuts both ways. I've mentioned this many times. That pullback right there, 47%. Double that. That's a 90% pullback on MSTX, MSTU. That would hurt. Be careful. You can lose all your money. AMD already did. TYO. Defense stocks good long, question mark. That looks played out to me. Be careful. CMG. Potential entry. Fired off back here. Fired off right there. And confirmed again right here. Looking for this move. 72.86. And UPST upstart. Ooh, trying to get through. Tried once. Tried twice. Tried 3 times. Trying a 4th time. If we get on the upside of this doesn't really mean anything because of the way the chart is, but it doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. We'll have resistance right there also more than likely because it consolidated there on the way up and consolidated there on the way down and likely to consolidate there again. That's what we got on Upstart. IWM, there's nothing to really chart. It tagged a new high, but down. I went through that quite ad nauseum this morning. I recommend you go view that. But is potentially tapped out at the moment. Ugh. Move drawings. So this has a reverse split hiding in here. And reverse splits, it's like enemy number one on a chart for me. It's went really deep. Now has done 3-wave up and a 3-wave down. That's not indicative of any future move, unfortunately. Well, I mean, it could be a leading diagonal, which means this next move is going to be sloppy as fudge. But potential for something up here. Potential. But on the flip side, 3 up, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down. We're hitting that 618 of that bigger consolidation over here. Can come right back down. So there's your upside, and here's your downside. Kind of a coin flip. It starts breaking down below the daily roadmap line. And cool, I deleted all my indicators. That was pretty dang smooth. I don't even know how to do that. Let's see. Won't even let me restore it. That's cool. Leave. There it goes. Oh, I have remove indicators. Yeah. Now, it could be a log scale, and that's a whole different. Still 3 up, 3 down, 3 up. So here's the problem. This is the big problem with this chart. That's 3, that's 3, that's 3. 3, 3, 3, 3. And this looks like a big A, B, C, or W, X, Y. Maybe. That's the 618 right there, and it can easily go down. Nasty. Nasty, nasty. RCAT. Why do you want to trade this? Oh, that's on my don't trade list because that's stupid. 1200 to 1 reverse split. Sava is dead. Probably going to 0. In case you missed the news, the one kind of news, and there's a reason that this kind of news matters. Biotech aren't on my tradable list because stuff like this. Dun, 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 right there. That's the kind of news that moves a biotech. We put all our billions of dollars into Alzheimer's drug, and guess what? It doesn't do crap. Drinking water is better for you. That's why I don't trade biotechs. Doesn't matter what the chart's doing. Your drug fails. You just lost billions of dollars. Hope you had a plan B. Pack that golden parachute. Anyway, Crocs looks like we're still going to flush on down. Sorry, Wrongemer. Just touched right there, but kind of expect a more firm hit of that level. Or we can turn and then burn it. Resistance up here. And VRT. Anybody still here? Let's see. No, my YouTube buttons are disconnected. Love it. VRT looks played out. Be careful. We do have a 154 upside with potential to come back to the roadmap line. And Oxy, kind of hit that a minute ago. Still got downside to go, and further downside. I'm sure that Warren Buffett's loving that. It got below. He was buying here, buying here, buying here, buying here. I think he bought it here even, but then it broke below. And even somebody with billions of dollars can't save it from flushing on down. Reddit. There's the upside, 162, and I kind of expected it to retrace. And PTIR is just PLTR. So this leverage stuff, I'm not going to chart it. PLTR, upside, 75. It's been the upside for a long freaking time. Oh, that's interesting. There, 75. Now, if we can break through that, maybe 150. That'd be absolutely crazy. Should I have held my shares? Probably. I sold them. Sold them and moved on. UPS. Still working on the low, potentially lower low, 120. Dill. Right in the target, man. Couldn't have got that better. Man, I should have traded that. If we can break through 200, 220, 230. 230 was my big upside target before we even topped over here. I had this big target from back here. And nice. If Nvidia starts failing though, this is gonna go down in a blaze of glory. Probably go down here like that. All right, HD. Yeah, we're sitting above the target, so be careful. Nvidia drops 120. Where does the S&P trade? Easy. Have you not seen this chart? Look at this. Let's go over here. Guess what? Guess what? There you go. Coming back to retest the breakout. Maybe like, ain't no way, JT. Sorry, buddy. Check this out. Let's see, where's the all-time history? That look familiar? Right there. Be careful out there. Easily come back down in here. Pretty easily. Pretty easily. Would surprise me one bit to come all the way back down. So be careful out there. S&P can take a big down for the next decade or so. All right. Did Lemonade, did AMD, did NVIDIA. BA. That one. Let's go back to candles and the daily. That might be it. We tag the target there. Next thing we have to do is break above that, and then the roadmap line. These are the upcoming resistances. Here, here. Got to get above and retrace. Hold. Turn back above. So here, wherever that is. And then we can get going. We got a $600 upside. Way up here. Then we're done. Now, if we break down below this support, though, this is the flip side of that. If we break down below this support, it's kind of like the last line in the sand. It may result in a lower low, and then we got to start over the whole pattern. Like if we get lower than the low we had back here, that's not good. That's in for longer term nastiness. So this needs to hold right here and start breaking upside resistance. And that usually happens 6 months ahead of good news coming out of the company. So that can be done on BA, ALC, AKC, ALC. Fingers on the right keys. There's the downside targets. FICO, FICO, Fair Isaac. And there's no target. It's be careful. Protect your profit. Where do you want to get out? You tell me. That's coming back down eventually. So it's one of these days will be the last move. It'll do this, and then break back. Maybe find support at 1200. Why do I say that? Because of this. We go absolute bonkers. Do a consolidation, and then bring it all the way back. Most recent big picture that did that, right there. Went exponential, consolidation, and right back. And you move over. Careful, that's consolidating under the roadmap line, can lead to a lower low very easily. We were to go up, there's a gap down and consolidation right there. So it's going to take a break above 135 to confirm going higher. So even if this does break up, it may still go lower. Like that. And HAL, I bet that's, you're looking for Halliburton, not Hinderstat. I don't know why. Why they put Indian stocks above U.S. stocks, whatever. Rejection at the roadmap line. Penalty, lower low. And UAL at the target. Watch for the retrace. TYL. I already did TYL, I'm pretty sure. There's no, like, that's just up there. It's probably going to retrace back to the roadmap line. And charter at the target, consolidating to the breakouts, may get an extension. Right, that would be resistance in that orange box, and possibly go up to touch the bottom of that right there. Very classic. We hit the 1272, retrace to the breakouts before we can push higher. That right up there would be the kind of the most I would expect right now. Top of this consolidation. Maybe a little bit of gravy right there. And T-Mobile. Hey, their deal with SpaceX, man. This is a SpaceX play right here. 275, 305. Buffett bought lots of DPZ. Good on him. And thank you, JB, for coming a channel member. MSTR. Already did. Let's see. RDWR. I mean, look at Oxy. You know, if you want to play Buffett game, look what Oxy, you know, Buffett's been buying the crap out of that. And going higher. He started buying all the way over here. That was like the first report. Next report, next report. Still consolidating. So Buffett buying DPZ, he may get the dollar cost average down. Radware. Man, that's been volatile. Making little echoes. Popped up, upside, 25-ish. And we may retrace again. Just keep doing that. That's Radware. I did others already. Missed it. And Jeffry. Went down, made a lower low. Man, it hit both targets. Look at that. I mean, dang. Wow. So probably going to come up here, and this will tell us what we need to know. Resistance, turn down, or break through, retest, and go higher. I don't know. I wouldn't buy it yet. KSS in the target zone. Is it the low? I don't know. Can it go lower? You sure as shoot you can. $10, $8, lower low. What looks like what we're gonna do. No. I mean, that's just stuck in a nasty sideways chart. Nasty sideways, expanding volatility. I wouldn't trade it. Wouldn't trade it. BITO is just Bitcoin, just being stupid. So have to adjust it, and then the chart's all weird. Weird. They pay like a crazy high dividend that comes out of the net asset value. Doesn't move up or retrace. Doesn't look the best, but do the best I can here. And almost to 50%. The potential here is crazy, but maybe 30, 34. But that'll adjust as they keep paying dividends. So flexible. So maybe 30 might top out there. It's really difficult. This came on the market right when Bitcoin started trading. So we hit the 1272, at 1618, and 32 might be where we're heading. Right there. All right. ROL. I think I missed square there. Popped up. And 52. SQ. I skipped the chart a bunch. Sorry about that. And 92. MSTR. I guess I briefly talked about it. 1000 is the upside, but it may retrace to the roadmap line right there. It may come all the way back down. Right there. Before we can go again. Low. Put that up near 750 to 1000 right there. Come on down, back up. Like that. There you go. We can consolidate high. Great. But I wouldn't hold my breath on it. On MSTR. Chevron. Breaking through. Trying to hold above the downtrend of highs. Trying, being the operative word. Ooh. Unadjust that chart. Trying to break above the downtrend of highs. If you're going to hold it, get a little oomph, break above that. Retest, break on through. We can go higher. If we fail it, coming down here. 100. Right in a critical point for Chevron. Do you believe it's going higher? Burl. Already did Burlington. It's at the resistance there. If we can break through, we can go higher. That bigger picture upside. Possibly up 395, 426. And thank you, Michael. First time, long time. WSM. Right there. At the target. It just shot there too. Like went from the roadmap line to the target. No chance to get in. Crazy. Craziness. Air bus is stuck on the roadmap line. Don't expect anything to go to do. And let's see. I am here. Welcome. UAL did. NEE. I'm just behind everybody. You don't have to give me like the same ticker a bunch of times. And there's a lot of people. I try to hit them all. And stay tuned. I'll keep at it. Keep her at her. Let's look at the bathroom, then I'll wrap it up quickly. So there is the resistance. There's the target. If we turn down, there's the support around 60. And well, and it's at targets. Be careful. That's probably going to retrace at some point. CISQ. Nothing. Diesel. I think you had the wrong ticker. And throw that over there. DJT. Donald J. Trump. At this point, coin flip. You see what we've done here, right? Diminishing returns on the pop. So pop number 1, pop number 2, pop number 3, pop number 4, pop number 5. That's what I expect. I mean, unless something changes, which they're buying BKKT, but that's a dumpster fire in itself. I mean, look at that chart. Another nastiness. So, I did BA somewhere in there. CCL. Man. This is taking forever for this to work out of its funk. I was in this back here. COVID. Booked it out. Just been waiting. That was a lower low. Looked like it was going bankrupt. And maybe 27, maybe 31. It's kind of weird how that corresponds right there. Look at that, where those two highs are. That corresponds with those two fibs. And those fibs didn't exist before we did this pullback. Nuttiness. It's just coincidence. I don't know, coincidence. CSIQ. Canadian Solar. Going down to 2. Right there. All right. Caught up with everybody. If I skipped your ticker, give you just a few seconds. I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't mean to skip anything. I was trying to roll through and get everybody. And thanks for playing, everybody. Thanks for coming. My button to thank everybody is not working, but give me a like or a thumbs up if anything I said was helpful, beneficial. I'll be back live first thing in the morning, 9:15. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit the bell with the notifications. Make sure you put an alert in your phone. Hey, or join Discord where I put out the alert every morning. I'll see you again. Same bad time, same bad channel, 9:15 tomorrow morning. We'll do the market morning monster thing all over again where I look for the movers of the day. I don't do requests except on Tuesday at 30 MA. So thank you for becoming channel subscribers, JB and Michael. See you in the morning. Bye for now, everybody. Until tomorrow.